welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 28 minutes past 9 a.m., which means we are headed into the last half of the show, and we are doing good. So far, so good. We have had two conversations. Well, one entertainment conversation, because we started with our live acts of the day, and they gave us amazing music, and we are happy about it. And then we moved on, and we were talking matters mental health, and we have had Dr. Ongecha and Dr. Beatrice from Kenyatta University, and we have had an extensive conversation about mental health, and they will be back here with Okenye. Dr. Ongecha and another doctor will be here with Okenye next this Tuesday. And then next Monday, we're also going to be having another conversation still on mental health, and next week on Tuesday. All right? So you can stick around. If you've been wondering about any question matters mental health, this is your time. So stick around and tune in. But we are moving away from that just for a minute, and we want to talk all matters menstrual health. I've already asked for an apology in advance in case I say mental health, because it's just from that conversation. But no, we are here. I am joined by a lady and a gentleman, and we are going to be talking all matters menstrual hygiene, and breaking the cycle and all the stigma and all the beliefs that surround menstrual conversations, really. So we are going to be talking about that, because this 28th of May is International Menstrual Hygiene Day. So we are taking advantage of this and having important conversations. Stick around. I know you'll learn a thing or two. And comment. Kimbia pale YouTube. We are streaming live right about now. Leave your comment on matters menstrual health, matters mental health. I'm going to be getting to it before the end of our show. But right about now, let's engage our guests, because they came. They're here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
I'm great.
Do we say ladies first, men in front?
Wow.
Where do
Ladies
we start?
first.
Ladies first. Okay, Carol, please say hello to our audience. Tell us who you are, what you do, and the conversation that we are talking about here today.
Okay,
Yes.
Good morning, our viewers. My name is Caroline Gitao. I work at Kenya Works Organization as the program coordinator. Today we are introducing, or we are actually going on with this conversation around the menstrual hygiene, and we hope that you will enjoy.
Yes, amazing. So we are talking about matters menstrual hygiene. Thank you, Carol, for taking us through that. Benjamin, say hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
I'm Benjamin Makori, a social worker. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yes, question. Social worker. What does a social worker entail?
This is a person who is on the ground, particularly to ensure that things go on well, to deal with issues of women issues, children issues, matter of child protection, and ensure that issues like gender-based violence, it's not like a normal thing, but it's something that should be addressed. It's not something that we should take for granted, because we are used to people fighting each day, and we keep silent. So a social worker is a person who advocates for the rights of people in the community, especially in those incidences whereby people are afraid to talk about.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm asking that because I hear the term social worker everywhere, on movies, in conversations, but you're like, so what exactly do you do? And I'm glad for that clarification. I hope that you guys at home have gotten that as well. Social worker, now you know what that entails. Caroline, I want us to talk about Kenya Works kidogo, because you're here as part of Kenya Works. What is Kenya Works, and what does it do?
Okay. Now, Kenya Works is an organization that works with the Kenyan communities to ensure that we empower them, the Kenyan communities, so that they can be able to solve their own problems and also advocate for human rights for all. Yeah, we work through 4 main pillars. We have the education works, whereby we advocate for education for all children, and especially the secondary school students who we sponsor, the most vulnerable students. And also we have another program called Makini Pad Initiative. One of the reasons why we work around the menstrual hygiene to promote and to end period poverty and ensure every girl has access to sanitary towels. And the third program that you have is Shelter Works, whereby we have a safe shelter for children who are vulnerable, orphan, and we offer them love and feeding in the shelter, and they have a safe space. The fourth program that we work around is the Kenya Works Community Workshop, whereby we train the community members on issues to do with gender-based violence. They need to understand when they are violated, what steps to take so that they can get justice. We also train community members on child protection. We train them on communication in the family, and mainly we also train them on parenting or positive parenting, how to bring up their children. And actually the parenting aspect is the baseline of our community workshop, that because we have so many issues in the community that come as a result of poor parenting. So those are the main programs that Kenya Works are engaging in.
Exactly.
We are actually situated in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County, but our programs are countrywide. And our director is called Julie Schiller-Schmidt. She's from the US, but we work closely with Vicodec, an organization in Ongata Rongai that works also with the community. There's a school there, there's a medical center, there's a vocational college, and working together has really given us great results. Making sure that the community in Ongata Rongai and countrywide, they are benefiting from our programs.
Exactly. Oh, I like that. I like that you are dealing with humanity in general matters, the less privileged, the orphans, and then we have moved on now to menstrual health and girls and just teaching that education. But today, this morning, we are specifically here to talk about menstrual hygiene and the conversation around menstrual health, rather. And I want us to begin from Benjamin. Benjamin, when did you join this conversation on menstrual health, and why you as a guy? Because I think all the conversations we've had here, or most of them, have been with fellow ladies. Exactly.
Yes. First of all, a very passionate youth. Just to inform you that I learned in St. Paul's and I was the student chairman. And that's when I developed the interest of wanting to work with girls and women.
Yes.
I understood from my community where I come from, I saw girls and women neglected during their menses day. There are some communities where if you are menstruating, you can't be allowed to get into the kitchen because they believe you are dirty. Some communities, they believe that a woman who is undergoing menstruation is a dirty person. And for me, I felt, no, these are human beings. And for us to fight for their rights, we need to empower these girls and women so that they get to understand that it's a normal way of life. And yes, men, we should be involved and be the advocates of the less or privileged people in the society. And that's how I developed the interest of working with girls and women and even boys. Now I'm in the forefront, or Kenya Works in the forefront, to incorporate boys and men in the same discussion. Yes.
Okay, I'm loving this because you can say it's a woman issue all you want, but the truth is that the women in society are interacting with men on a daily. The boys and the girls are in the same schools. We are moving on to the same universities. So it would be of paramount need that the boys are also part of this conversation. Why did you pick menstrual hygiene? Because we can talk about what I wanted to ask is what is the stigma surrounding menstrual hygiene? Because we cannot fight something that we do not know. What are some of those misconceptions that go around menstrual hygiene? Yes.
Let me pick on that. Talking about the misconceptions, there are many, but then why have we come to misconception? First is because of lack of information, or rather having the wrong information. Because you realize that people in the community have really stigmatized that topic. Like people who are menstruating, a girl going through menstruation is not really embraced. We're not embracing the discussion, even between a parent and their own daughter. They cannot feel comfortable to talk about that discussion. First, because of our culture. Our culture have made us like take menstruation topic as a taboo, like something you're not supposed to discuss about, something that a girl is supposed to deal with, and not bring it like a discussion on a table with the parent. But come to realize that it is very important for the girl and the parents to talk about it, because it has come to resolve susceptible to so many other issues. Again, there are so many other misconceptions that when a girl is menstruating, they might be a bad sign, or when, for example, what Benjamin just mentioned, that they cannot go to the kitchen because it is taken as a dirty thing. Menstruation, the blood is dirty. Yet, come to realize menstruation, it is blood like any other. Just that it is coming through our reproductive system. It doesn't mean it is dirty blood. Yes, it's supposed to be discharged from the body when the egg is not fertilized, but that doesn't mean it is dirty. Yeah, so that misconception of it is something dirty, that is what actually has really made so many people not be comfortable with this discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be around that conversation. Benjamin,
Yes.
what has been your experience talking to young girls and even young boys? Where do you feel their minds are at in matters menstrual hygiene?
For me, I feel like they don't have the information. Secondly, they're not empowered. It's a time that the society is moving on. There's a time, even maybe after you've taken your bath, airing out your innerwears.
Yes.
Or yes, it was seen like something very bad. You can't air your innerwears just in an open place.
Randomly,
you
that.
had to hide it beneath the mattress, and that was unhygienic.
Yes.
So for me, I feel like these girls have not been empowered, because sometimes a girl can decide to fake sickness when menstruating, because she believes like it's not healthy for me to go to school, or maybe boys will laugh at me, and then they end up faking sickness. They tell their parents, Mom, I'm feeling unwell, so I can't go to school. Later, you come to realize it's because of menstruation.
Yes.
I feel like if we empower these girls to get to know that it's a normal way of life, the way even boys go through wet dreams is the same way. So it's God given. It's God who created this process of life. So we should not feel ashamed. For boys, once you get maybe a girl has soiled her dress or innerwear, it's not a matter of calling your colleagues, friends, come and see some blood coming out of this girl, or she has. No, let's reach a place whereby even once you see a girl who has soiled her dress, maybe you can involve a teacher or somebody who is a senior person and tell, or you approach the girl, tell her that, okay, I understand the situation. Can you kindly maybe go to see the teacher so that you can be helped?
Yeah.
Let's reach a place where we can have a healthy conversation that this is it's a fact of life.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can hide. I believe even other animals go through menstrual cycle. Yeah. So as human beings, why must we feel ashamed?
We need to find a way to deal with it, because it's not going anywhere.
Yes.
I mean, and you would think, don't you find it strange, like the fact that menstrual cycles happen every month? Shouldn't we be further ahead in this conversation?
Exactly. It
Yes.
should already be a normal fact of life.
Yes.
As we are now in this theme, we are moving with the theme, making menstruation a normal fact of life, that anyone will feel comfortable discussing about it.
Yes.
Now, on my own self perspective, I really feel for these young girls who are starting menstruating, because for one, most of these girls do not get information from their parents. They get it either they start menstruating and they learn about it, or they get it from their fellow students, let me say children, other girls, and they don't get it in the right way. So we are really pushing for the parents to be the first people to talk to their daughters on this. So that they can understand and feel free to come to their parents and also discuss the problems that they might be going through when they are menstruating. You realize that issue to do with pad is also a really great it's a profound problem in the society, especially for girls living in marginalized areas. They're not in getting access to sanitary towels, and you realize that most of these girls will have issues like school dropout. Why? Because when they don't have these pads, they will end up being manipulated by people who will be there just to like tell them, I'll provide for you a pad, and then they end up taking advantage of them. They get pregnant. The girls will not continue with their school. Just because they didn't have the confidence to talk about it with their parents. Probably even if the parent didn't have that money to buy the sanitary towel, they will have an alternative and a better one to assist the girls.
All right. So I'm loving that conversation, because we have not had this story on sex in exchange for pads, sex in exchange for the whole conversation on menstrual health. And I think we need like that is a conversation we should have had like yesterday. I want us to move to the heart of the conversation on Makini Pads initiative. And this is a type of a reusable pad.
Yes. It is a reusable pad. Makini Pad, actually it's one of the main programs of Kenya Works. Makini Pad is a reusable sanitary towel. It is produced and packed in Kenya at Vicodec. Vicodec, we have a production unit whereby we do production of these sanitary towels. We have women who've been employed. They've been trained on how to make the pads. We always have a target. Like in a year, Kenya Works has a target of a certain number of pads that they can produce. However, we do increase the production depending on the people on the ground or the well-wishers who are willing to come along, add up or facilitate in the production and do the donation to the needy girls in the community, because you realize alone as Kenya Works we cannot be able to reach each and every needy girl out there. So we actually partner with other organizations, well-wishers, individuals, companies who are in this mission of assisting girls and period poverty. So by producing a reusable sanitary towels, we are able to ensure a girl is safe from period poverty for over a whole year. So what we do, we do the production, we do the donation, and along with that, we do a training on how to manage their menstruation, how to make sure that this pad, the reusable pad, is used in an appropriate way, so that it is able to help them. You realize there are so many issues around the hygiene part of menstruation that need to be taken care of. Like the girl needs to know how many times she's supposed to shower, how to shower, how to make sure that they clean these reusable sanitary towels, not to use the reusable sanitary towels when they are not dry enough, and also how to make sure that they do not share this pad. So all those things and so many other questions that come along when you're doing the training, we have to address them. And these pads, they can be used by, we actually go through the schools to be able to ensure that we get to the girls. And we partner with the teachers and make sure we have a teacher on the ground who will continue this conversation after we leave.
Even after you leave,
exactly.
Can we get to see it
this
and
pad
see the functionality?
Thank you. This part consists of the following. We have 8 reusable sanitary towels made of really soft material that is highly absorbent. We have 2 bags here that are laminated that can be used to put the soiled pad awaiting wash. And then we have 2 holders that hold the pad tightly to the panty to make sure that it is tightly held to ensure the girl is not discomfort. There is no discomfort when she's playing, walking, and all that. It is tightly held to the panty. And finally, we have a use and care leaflet that has got the instructions, the do's and the don'ts, how to put on the pad, and all that. It's all illustrated here. So a whole pack of these, when we are doing the partnership with other organizations, it only goes for 550. With 550, the girl is able to go throughout the whole year without an issue. So ours is to train the girl on how to clean this pad. It doesn't really require a lot of water to clean this pad, because we have also ensured we have got material that is easily washable without requiring a lot of water. So with this sanitary towel, we've been able to reach out this year. We have not finished our target, but we will reach out by the end of this year to 29,000 girls. And with partnership from other organizations, we'll be able even to reach more. more girls than 29,000.
Exactly. So if you get
maybe to add on the pad, personally, we do our work in marginalized areas. There's some regions you go more than, like for example, past Magadi, you can drive more than 30 kilometers. On the way, you can't see a shop.
Yes.
Sometimes we ask ourselves, how do these girls access these sanitary towels?
Exactly.
And looking at their status, they are economically they are poor.
Yes.
We can't really call them. Of course, we can't say they are rich, but
yes.
some parents they prefer buying food
Yeah.
instead of a pad. So for them, buying a sanitary towel for their daughters,
Yes.
it's not a big deal.
Exactly.
What amazes me is that sometimes when I walk to the malls, I really like those fathers who buys their daughters some sanitary towels.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of community we want. Those are the kind of fathers we want to really have in our community.
Yes.
Imagining there are some regions you go, sometimes we go to distribute the pads. Sometimes we give boxers in accompaniment with the pad.
Yeah.
There are some communities a man can't even hold
A boxer.
a boxer. In fact, when we start distributing,
Yes.
they feel ashamed. Like they tell you, can you kindly give us these boxers after our daughters and our mothers have gone? You know, if holding a boxer it's like a taboo, what
Yes.
of a pad?
Exactly.
How how assured are we that that kind of parent
Yeah.
will buy a sanitary
sanitary
pad
pad for
her
their
girl?
daughter.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. That is so far backwards, because I am imagining it is just like the way I would hold this dress, because I am wearing this
Yes.
dress. So if now you have a problem with even touching or holding a boxer which you're wearing, not
Yes.
the girls,
Yes.
then we need to have these conversations more often,
Yes.
and to go to those communities and have this education over and over again.
Yeah.
And I thank God for social media, because this way we may not be there, but if we take this
Should reach
video,
out
this
to
video
them.
can be able to get there before we are able to
Yes,
get
yes,
there.
sure.
So question,
Yes.
how long should a girl reuse that one part? Because there are 8, right?
There are 8.
How long should one be used?
Okay, for the whole pad, the whole pack can take a girl for a whole year, an average of 1 year. Others go even to 1 year and a half.
Yeah.
But then during the menstruation period, each day, this depends now with the menstrual flow of the girl. The how long she can stay with one pad depends with that flow.
Yes.
But then we advocate that they don't stay with it the whole day, even if their menstrual flow is light. So the maximum time they need to stay with the pad is between 4 to 6 hours. Yes, 4 to 6 hours. But then if the flow is a little bit heavier and
Yes.
cannot sustain in the 4 hours, they can always change it.
Exactly.
So you see, for us, we've decided to have 4 pieces, 4 pieces of reusable sanitary towels, so that you have 4 to be used by a girl in 1 day.
In 1 day.
As she washes them in the evening, she still have others 4 to use tomorrow, as these ones have adequate time to dry. And we really insist that they should dry under the sun for the germs to get killed, and for the girl to have a dry pad the following day. So with 3 to 7 days in a month, girl is menstruating, with this pad, not a day they will lack a sanitary towel.
Yes.
Again, you also say they might get the disposable pads, but then we are advocating for reusable pad because of 3 main issues. One, it is eco-friendly to the environment. It is really an advantage to the environment. We not have to throw away the disposable pads.
Exactly.
We will save our environment a lot of trouble trying to decompose this disposable sanitary towel made from the nylon plastic materials.
Yes.
With this one, imagine how much we are saving the environment by not throwing away anything. And when time comes, we need to throw it away. This is like after a whole year.
Yes.
You have saved
That
like
is
how
definitely
many?
saving
You
on
can
the
imagine.
environment. True.
Yes.
Yeah, so the environment, we are good
It's
on
good
that.
to go,
Yeah, when saving cash, it's also a really huge deal.
Yes.
Because you don't have to buy this pad every month.
Exactly.
Now, with that, even if you had some money to buy the pads, they can do something to better their lives with that money,
Yeah.
save their pad parents all the monies that they used to buy the pads with.
Yes.
And also ensure the girl remains in school without fear that anyone might take advantage of her trying to get money to buy their pads and save themselves from a normal process.
Yes.
Yeah. So another thing that we have checked is doesn't require a lot of water, and also the product that has been used, the material used, it is friendly to the skin, highly absorbent, and really the best material ever, because it doesn't have like any effect. It doesn't affect like there's this thing that we normally say when using the other pads. Many people complain of itchiness.
Yeah.
What do we call it? Like infections and all that comes along with the disposable sanitary towels. This pad is, the material is like for a baby, so it cannot affect the girl. They do not have any irritations and all that. So that is an advantage of using a reusable pad.
Yes.
And we are hoping our government will buy this idea.
Will take it up.
Yeah, they take it up. They, even if it's distributing to schools.
Yeah.
Let's do reusable sanitary towels. And along with that, we also remember the sanitation part. We need the toilets in schools. We have been working in so many schools in our country, and in the interior, in marginalized areas, we don't have proper toilets for girls where they can even change their pads comfortably. You'll find some toilets don't have doors.
Yes.
If only our government can take it up with other organizations who are well-wishers. We construct good toilets for our girls to be confident. We need to appraise their self-esteem. They need to know that menstruating is not a punishment. Yeah, it's a blessing. So let's make sure we have good toilets for our girls to
so they can also even have a good environment.
Exactly.
I'm being notified we are out of time, so I want Benjamin to say one more thing just in regard to menstrual health hygiene, and then Carol, you close it with telling us about what you will be doing on the 28th of May in celebration of the day. Yes.
Mine is to encourage men to be part and parcel of this pathway for women and girls.
Yes.
Actually, for me, I want to applaud those men who speak to their daughters without any fear, and they tell them the fact. You know, when you start hiding behind the curtains and you can't call maybe menstruation, you start telling them it's a different thing, they will never understand. As a father, you should be in the forefront. As a brother, you should be in the forefront to encourage your sisters and wives. Like menstruation is part of life, and there's nothing we can hide from them. Let's support them. They are good people. Let's end gender inequality. Let's embrace gender equity so that we can balance our society, and everything will go smooth, and will experience growth and development in our society. So Menstrual Hygiene Day, let's all participate on the 28th in our perspective areas. If you wish, you can always invite us. We are ready. We can maybe come and partner and create the awareness in the society about menstrual management.
Exactly.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you very much. You had it here firsthand from a man.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for putting it so articulately. Carol, as we close, what will be happening on the 28th? Does the organization Kenya Works have something in the works? And as we close.
Okay, as we always do in the other days of the year, still on 28th this month, it's International Menstrual Hygiene Day. We'll be having an activity together with other organization in our locality. We are coming together to make sure that we're actually having over 1,000 girls getting these reusable sanitary towels. We're having organization come along to help in the distribution of these sanitary towels. We'll be having a walk. We'll have girls participate in it, talk about menstruation, and by engaging other organizations, we will make sure that this information reach to more different areas.
Exactly. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the activities at hand on date 28th. Thank you for being here. We have learned a thing or two, and I believe we can be able to remove the stigma from this entire conversation by having such conversations. So thank you very much. It is a pleasure. Of course, social media handles for Kenya Works.
Okay, in Facebook, it's Kenya Works, Twitter, Kenya Works, and Instagram.
Kenya
Kenya
Works.
Works.
Yeah, so you can always inbox Kenya Works. I've asked for that because people may want to reach out. So just look for Kenya Works online and you can be able to get in touch. We want to close the interview there because we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for joining us today. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Asante sana.
Yes. So we will be right back to close up the show, ladies and gentlemen.